This video is brought to you by GundamHanger.com. GundamHanger.com offers Canadians a limited selection of premium Bandai kits along with tools, handpicked by the staff to bring you the best of the best. Expect secure packing and fast shipping, along with flat shipping rates all across Canada. They believe in fair prices for everyone, and they're here to put those ideals into practice. If you're in Canada, go and visit their site.
Space. It has forever captured our imaginations and sense of curiosity. Long have we gazed up into its infinite vastness and wondered what could be out there. The only thing that inspires us more than exploring the cosmos is the means in which we will travel through it. The vessels that we imagine have taken 1,000 forms. Until these mighty vehicles become reality, our imaginations can only run wild. From the fantastic to the plausible, design inspiration can come from anywhere. And sometimes you just look at a random thing in your house and think, hey, what if a spaceship looked like this? This is the inspiration behind the Arkhiteck Advanced Research Colonizer by Dreamgear. As you can see, they've cleverly taken the recognizable shape of a typical airbrush and translated it into the form of a starship. The result is a unique and highly detailed model that features lighting effects, display base, and even articulated components. Inside the box, you get 6 sprues molded in color. You get 3 shades of gray for the ship's outer hull, a dark brown for some inner mechanical details, and clear for the lighting effects. You get a blister pack containing all of the electronic components, and finally, a nice full-color instruction booklet. The kit goes together more like a Bandai Gunpla kit than anything else. Colors are separated by parts, and construction is all snap-fit. Each subassembly follows the same process. You start with the LED board, encase it in clear parts that act as a sort of inner skeleton to the whole ship. The lighting kit is all pre-wired, so you need only plug the connectors together. It's incredibly simple. Structural and detail parts attach to this skeleton, building outwards in layers. The assembly process was fairly straightforward. There were only a couple of moments when the instructions weren't super clear on the orientation of a piece. The rear engine assembly definitely tripped me up, and I had to disassemble it twice before I got it right. Otherwise, the build was quick and simple. Okay, and here we have it. The Architect all finished and assembled, all wired, everything's good. And I gotta say, quite the sight to behold. This is definitely the nicest one of these that I have ever seen, without a doubt. There is just a lot of detail packed into this thing for what it is. It's really quite impressive. Certainly the parts count was a lot higher than I thought it was gonna be. One great example is just the trigger section here. It looks like nothing. It's 9 pieces just for the middle part and the top. So that's a pretty good indication of what you're looking at for the whole kit. There are a lot of parts, especially in the paint cup section. I don't know what to call these components of the ship, so I'm just gonna refer to the airbrush pieces. Yeah, the paint cup alone, like there's lots of stuff going on in there. And then there's just like lots of little detail parts just glommed on all over the outside, so pretty impressive stuff. So even with 4 colors, the color separation really adds a lot of tonal variance. It looks really good, especially in like the midsection here. There's all sorts of grays, and then that really neat sort of brass color that they're going for. Looks really good. Really nice presentation. This display stand just looks great. Sits on there really nicely. I think there's like yeah, there's a little bit of a ball joint in the connection there, so you can give it a little bit of a pose there. So once it's all assembled, it's all wired through the ship down into the stand and then out to your power. So once that's all connected, you can't exactly remove it from the stand, not without unplugging the wired connectors inside. So it's basically permanently on display, but that's fine. I don't really need to go whooshing it around. It looks good enough on the stand. The whole thing is just oozing with that sort of Greeley on the outside Star Wars aesthetic. Really, really cool. All sorts of fun little details that you can pick out and look at. Vents, pipes, just all sorts of stuff. Altogether, pretty sturdy. There's only a couple little finagly bits here and there. I know the section at the front here doesn't quite want to tab down all the way. It kind of squishes. And there's a couple other parts that are a little wobbly. It's nothing gluing can't fix, but even if you don't want to glue it together, it's going to hold together just fine. Once you kind of massage all the parts into place and really give it that kind of last squeeze, you're good. But anyway, the main event, let's fire it up. How about that? That is just great. Yeah, you get so many nice little details. I mean, obviously you get lots of side windows, but then all of these engine bits. I mean, the big obvious one right here is I guess like the needle adjustment thing on the actual airbrush. It's got this blazing orange, sort of like power core, very cool. You obviously get this really nice sort of thruster exhaust at the back. Inside the paint cup you get lots of interesting sort of like inner detail lights. And all of these are colored LEDs. There's no like gels or colored clear plastic or anything going on inside. All of the internal clear bits are just frosted clear, and then all of the LEDs themselves are where the color is coming from. You also have some, I guess, articulated features, you call them. Not gonna pretend to know what these functions are in terms of like a functional starship, but these sections open up to reveal, I don't know, sci-fi engine stuff. So you just kind of pop these open like that. Look at that. There's another one up here in the paint cup. You just kind of wiggle it up there, and you get these, I don't know, you decide. They look cool though. That's really the important thing. I think that's a lot of fun. It's definitely, the ship itself has that, like I said, Star Wars aesthetic, but then it kind of has like the engine glow of like Star Trek ships. So it's kind of a mixture of genres, kind of a mixture of inspirations. So I definitely like that. And before I can show you more lights, I guess I can go over to the rest of the articulated features, which there's a lot more of than you would expect on just kind of like a Star Cruiser style thing like this. Starting at the front, the paint cup itself kind of articulates a little bit. It can rock back and forth. You can see this piston detail here works with it. It doesn't, you can't go too far forward or the piston pops out, but that's more or less it. That paint cup is actually on a ball joint, so you can tilt it to the sides as well. Couldn't tell you what that means or what that is supposed to do. Again, it's your spaceship, you decide. The airbrush trigger tower thing, there's a ball joint right at the top here, so the top sort of disc can articulate. Pose that however you like, pop it off. Articulate that however you like. I don't know if it's like a comm dish or something. You decide. And then a really fun one at the back are these sort of thruster flaps. Just on these little hinges here. You just pop those open. And then when they're open, you can see even more like engine vent detail. There's like the main thruster is sort of a blue, and then there's like these sort of pinkish purple little vent things around it. Open it up for like, I don't know, FTL or whatever you want. But yeah, you open it up and looks cool, looks cool. And then just for some extra presentation, the stand itself has internal lighting. It's got sort of the orangish amber light sort of in the circle in the middle there. Just showing off at that point. But yeah, I think that about covers the features. Not a whole lot to go over, but again, more than your typical static Starship model. And so yeah, it's about yay big, a good 10 inches or so, just a bit bigger than an actual airbrush. The box describes it as a 1 to 3,000th scale representation of such a thing. The only slightly related size comparison I have is a little Star Trek ship here. This is about 1 to 2,500th scale, so kind of close. So I guess, yeah, if this big old airbrush was real, it's a pretty big ship. So overall, just a outstanding looking kit of a fairly silly concept. It's such a refreshing take, such a breath of fresh air to have something that's just creative and just having fun with itself. That's inappropriate. Just refreshing to have something that's, I don't know what I'm saying. It's just really refreshing to have something fun and unique like this that's not based on anything. It's just a fun idea taken like to its full extent. Like I said, this is way nicer than it needs to be. It's an extremely premium presentation of such it's a joke. It's a joke kit, right? it's a laugh. It's a big old laugh. But they still like put all of the effort into it, gave it all the features, made it as nice as possible. It's kind of sad that this is like one of the nicest Starship model kits I have, but I'm all for it. I love that this exists. I love that it's not just a meme picture on the internet. It's a thing that's on my shelf with my other stuff. And it's a fun talking point when people see it. And I of course, someday am gonna dismantle this and paint it up my way for sure. But by no means is that necessary. Its presentation just straight out of the box is really quite impressive. It looks really good just as is. Even if you wanted to just take it that one next step, do a bit of a wash on some of the greebly details, just to bring out those details a little more. Even if that's all you wanted to do, it's gonna look really good. At the end of the day, yeah, I think I have to recommend this. I definitely was interested in it before I got the review sample here, and I'm super happy with it. It's a fun, neat little thing to have. It's a fun inside joke for model builders in the hobby. So yeah, if you think this thing is neat, absolutely pick it up. It's good.
Hey GTS fam, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, remember to subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you can see when we put something up immediately. And if you have any questions or comments for us, leave them down in the comments. I promise you that we're gonna read them, and I think we do that all the time. So yeah, we hope you guys take care, and we'll see you in the next one.